Welcome to Real Talk for Real Teens, the show where we uniquely combine the information teens need with the entertainment teens want.
Hello, guys, and welcome to today's episode of Real Talk for Real Teens. As always, I am your host, Kim Crayton, and today my guest is Mona Scott. Hi, Mona.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm doing real good. I'm excited about doing this talk with you.
All right. Well, why don't we start, as I always do, by allowing you to introduce yourself to the listeners.
Okay. Well, once again, my name is Mona Scott. I am a expressive arts therapist. I have a master's degree in what they call dance therapy, and it's a form of psychotherapy. I am also currently an author of children's picture books. I started writing the books about 4 years ago, so I have written 3 books since then.
Okay. So which 21st century skills are we talking about today?
We'll talk about using creativity as a way to cope or as a coping skill.
All right. So why don't you give us your definition of how we're going to go, what that means to you?
Okay. Well, actually, I always tell people if they delve into their creativity when they need to express themselves, either verbally, non-verbally, to make a point, to share with other people what's going on in their lives, I would say use your creativity. And that could mean being able to write, if you have the ability to draw or paint, if you can sing, if you can dance. You could draw on those creative skills to help you express yourself, to get your needs met, and to help you better understand what's going on with your life.
And I like that point that you're talking about using creativity to get your needs met.
Yes.
Expound on that.
Let's see. Well, one in particular, because we know a lot of young adults have gone to college, can't find work, or have gone to trade school and can't find work, and they can utilize their creativity to help them develop some finances. That means just make some money. And I'm an adult, but I've always done this kinds of stuff even as a young adult. Long time ago, I learned how to do macrame, and that's winding cording together, and I realized that I can create key rings. And so what I did was I made a bunch of key ring holders, and I just told people that, hey, I'm selling them for $1, 50 cents, 35 cents, depends on the style and how big I made them. And I always had some pocket change. I learned how to make little sand art candles, and I collected baby dolls from a friend who had babies. And what I did was I poured the different color sand in the jars. You take Elmer's glue, which is very inexpensive. I poured it on the top. I let it sit there and harden, put a little bit of wick in there, or put little decorations on the top, and it either became a candle or a paperweight. And I sold them.
Wow.
So that was another way I learned how to use my creativity.
Exactly. Those are very simple, because when people think about, a lot of people think about products to sell. They think about, I need all this money, or I need all this or whatever. And you're just talking about going to Hobby Lobby and getting some stuff and just making it work. I can't hear you. Hello? That's better. Now, what did you say?
Is that better? I would go to, at one time, they had the Woolworths 5 and dime, and got a bottle of Elmer's glue for $1. Can you still hear me?
Yeah. And that's just using your creativity, and that's coping because you knew you needed some pocket change, and instead of relying on your parents or something else, or instead of just getting depressed because not even having to go to get a job, you created your own job.
Right, exactly. Or if you're not feeling really good about yourself, there's an opportunity to be able to express how you feel, and you share it with other people. So a lot of times when people are feeling bad or feeling down on themselves, one of the recommendations is go do something good for somebody else. And what it does is it boosts your good feelings inside because you've done something for somebody else. And you never know that somebody else. Go ahead.
And it also gives you that moment to get out of your, and I'm using selfish as a way of just explaining this, you stop focusing on self and focus on somebody else. And in those moments, you are have a little relief.
And you do get some relief because, first of all, you're getting out of the house. You're going to somebody else's space. You have somebody to talk to. You may have, even if you just talk about what it is that you created, you know, and you never know. You may end up teaching somebody else, or that somebody else that you're helping out, you may end up teaching them how to make the product that you made. And, you know, of course, one thing leads to another. You just never know. And see, that's what happens to me. Go ahead.
And there's some great businesses about that. I know this one lady, she started a natural beauty line that started in her her garage, and now she's selling the Whole Foods and everything.
And right now, what I've done was I'm always creating. I'm always looking for new ways to do things. And my character in my book, Nappy Sunray Crown, the character's name is Sunray, and she's about self-acceptance. So I went beyond the book and says, okay, what will little girls do or have to help them feel good? Feeling, smelling good, looking good, acting good, all those things go together. So I created a body splash, and it's made from lemongrass essential oil. Spray that on, feel good with themselves. Really inexpensive. I've gone beyond that. Make a little body butter. You know, put a little, make soap. So if you wash up, put a little body spritz on. You feel good. People talk about how you smell. People talk about how you look, and that is truly, truly an esteem booster.
So you've really extended your brand beyond the books, and to think about, creatively beyond this, what else can I provide for young people to feel good about themselves? And from the book, you extended into these other things.
Right, exactly.
I can't hear you again.
I'm sorry. I developed a girls club at a special school that I work at, and I end up teaching them how to.
Okay, hold on. I can't hear you. Can you get in the? There you go. I don't know what keep clicking, but you keep going out.
Okay, what I was saying is I have.
Now, what were you saying? Yeah.
That I developed a girls club at a special needs school, and I taught the girls how to make products for themselves because they can't always go to Bath and Body Works to buy the products there. So I taught them how to make lavender bath salts, and all it is Epsom salt.
I was about to say, well, tell us here. How do you make it?
Okay, I'm about to tell you. You just get some. You go to the Dollar Tree. And you get some Epsom salt. You go to any of the health food stores to get some essential oils. We use lavender and peppermint. And all you need is a bottle of baby oil. You pour it in a bowl. You mix it all together, and you pour the scent based on how much you can tolerate in terms of the fragrance. You mix it up. You get some Ziploc bags because you can do pretty packaging. And of course, packaging is key. So you just pour the product, the salt, into a little plastic bag. It could be a Ziploc bag. Get some pretty ribbon, tie it up. There's a gift for somebody, and not only for somebody, it's a gift for yourself as well. Take that gift and share it with others.
I was just about to say that would be a great holiday gift.
Yes,
for
and
somebody
that's exactly
who wants to do something. And you can go to the dollar store and get some very inexpensive plastic jars to put that in.
Exactly. You go get a jar.
Get a permanent marker. And write "I love you, Mom" or something on it, and that'll be cool.
Or Happy Holidays, season greetings.
Yeah.
You can get some. They even sell acrylic paint or the Sharpie pens. You can decorate the jars. You can, we know our young adults use the computer. You go on Publisher, and you can create labels. You can either create the labels to go stick onto the back of the jars, or you can get some cardstock and print out labels because you use the mailing address size, make the labels, and get that same pretty ribbon and tie it around the jar. You've made a very inexpensive gift. You pass it on to somebody else, you feel good about yourself. And if you're not feeling really good, once again, you've done something. You've used up at least a couple of hours of work, and you forget all about yourself and your situations and things that's going on with you. And once again, pass it on to somebody else.
Because I think about all these little, I hate these little dumb fundraisers that they have. That, to me, I would buy a fundraising gift like that.
Well, see, it's a functional, and that's the other thing I want to express. Do things that are functional and or useful to other people. Because what happens is they come back. You have repeat customers that way. They come back. Your creativity.
I can't hear you again.
I don't know why it does that. I'm leaning forward. But anyway, they recognize it's coming from you. It's coming from your heart. It's coming from who you are, from your soul. Because with creativity, you never know what comes up, and you just go with it.
Oh, man, you've given me such great ideas. Okay, so what's something else we could do? Okay, I'm really liking this practice.
You get the best stuff.
DIY stuff here. Exactly.
Let's see what else. Yeah, it has been really cool with DIY. The other thing is I made, since our young adults, once again, like the computers, you can go to any of the fabric stores like a Joann's or a Hobby Lobby or a Michael's and get the large thing of felt fabric, and you fold it in half. You've made, and glue, you can use hot glue, or if you know how to use a sewing machine, you can make your own tablet cover. And it's thick enough that if you happen to drop it or slide something across it, you won't scratch it. You've made a tablet cover.
Oh, my God. And then you really have something unique. So now you can get some more felt, and you can decorate it. You can bedazzle it. You can do any kind of thing to that.
And some of the felt comes with the decorations on it. Some of it already has bedazzle, but, utilizing your own personal creativity, you can go and get whatever design you choose and make it personal to the person that you want to give it to, or, of course, make it personal to yourself.
You have really got me. Okay, so now I'm thinking about those doggone iPhone cases or something like that. So
yeah, you can make that yourself.
Exactly, and you can sell that because all these young people want a different one. So why spend $30 on one when you can make some for somebody and they can have one for every day or a different outfit?
Or the other thing is utilize your vision, because what happens is when it's already pre-made, it's somebody else's creativity that you're buying.
Yes.
I'm gonna say it again.
So it's your way of
when you go and buy something else. You're buying somebody else's vision, and that's cool, but why not make it your own vision?
And that's what I was about to say. And that again, brings us back to the coping, because now you're expressing and telling, meeting your needs, be they financial or just I want to do something creative. I just need an outlet. I need to do this. And I'm telling you, spend a few hours on that. How can you walk away from doing something like that and go back to feeling the way you did? It's going to shift something in you.
It's going to shift whether you like it or not. You have no control over that piece. You have a control over organizing what you want to do, but when the creative juices come flowing, they just happen, and you can't stop it. They just happen. I'm one of those people. It's that whole thing of you shifted something in you. What you just did may not change the situation that you're dealing with, but you've now changed your attitude. You've now shifted yourself. Exactly. But, yes. And the key word here is you're making a shift, because the way you were 5 minutes before you started the project, you're not that same person 5 or 10 minutes or 20 minutes later. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right. And I know you were doing something with some nail polish, so tell us about that.
Yeah, the nail polish actually, like I said, my character's name is Sunray. And I wanted to continue the feeling good, looking good, acting good, being good feeling. So I wanted someone I had gone online to see if there's a company that would custom design fingernail polish, and we'd call it Sunray Sunburst fingernail polish. Package it for me, make it. Well, once again, remember we said that shift, you just never know what's going to happen. You have a plan, you organize, but things happen differently. Well, when I got online, sure enough, it was there. The ingredients, it says you too can make your own fingernail polish from eyeshadow. I went, okay, let's look further and see what these people have to say. And when I got ingredients, I went, no way. No way. So the next day I got up, I went looking around for the products. I knew I had a limited budget. You know, yes, I work, but I don't use my paycheck to take care of this project. So I knew I had to take it from some other part-time jobs that I do to, you know, finance this project. So I went around, you know what, I got $7. I want to get the eyeshadow. I knew particular colors I was looking for because Sunray is the sun, either yellow or orange. And I knew I wasn't going to spend $5 and $6 for eyeshadow. I wasn't going to get a palette with all those different colors. And, you know, holding fast to, I know it's here, I know it's here. Sure enough, the store had the yellow and the orange for $1. And then I said, okay, what kind of fingernail polish? Because what I did was, it was sort of semi-homemade type fingernail polish. You go and you buy the clear fingernail polish. Well, you know, I wanted glitzy because I wanted to shine. And I found some this clear fingernail polish that has glitter in it. Well, the first time, you know, you always got to keep testing and see if something works. Well, the first time, the bottle I bought one with all this glitter in it. I poured the shadow in. I took it step by step. It came out
okay, speak up or sit up with whatever you need to do.
Okay.
Okay, I dropped you off at,
You there? So the first time it was kind of lumpy. So I decided, you know what, I needed fingernail polish with less glitter and more shadow. So anything that you do, you have to test it. There's no such thing as fail. There's no such thing as you did it wrong. You have to keep testing it until it works out. So now we have orange and yellow Sunray Sunburst fingernail polish. And I did the packaging, the labeling, because I'm a self-publishing queen. So I created the labels for myself and put the labels on and packaged them in cute little yellow plastic chain purse. So I know you're getting ready for the holiday season with all that. Yes, I am. It's funny you asked me that because my daughter and I decided since next Saturday is Small Business Saturday for the holidays, and we have Black Friday next Friday. Well, they're also honoring small businesses. So at my house, I'm going to be having a small business sale. The plan is from all the Saturdays leading up to Christmas. So I have something there for everybody with different prices made for me. You were talking about creativity. Well, you'll get to buy all things that I've created. You have an air freshener. You have the lemongrass body spritzer. You'll have the fingernail polish. If I feel like it and have time, I'm going to make some soap. Well, the books, of course, will also be there, and a number of other things that will be there for children and for adults.
So why don't you tell us about, and again, lean forward, whatever you're doing, so you're not going out. But tell us about the book. Tell us, because I'm interested in this character now. So tell me something about this character.
Sunray actually is a little 8-year-old African-American girl who teaches you and tells you about her hair journey. They try to straighten it, perm it, curl it, but no matter what everybody else does, her hair snaps, crackle, popping back into nappy curls again when the sun comes out or she goes out and plays. But she also teaches the lesson at the end of the book about how and why we African-Americans have the type of hair that we have. And that's from our African ancestors living in the hot region of Africa. If we didn't have the thick, massive hair on our head, the sun would burn our scalps. The sun rays tell you about my hair. I'm so happy to be nappy so the sun won't burn my scalp. And then she goes on and tells more about what her mom does, the beautician does, and her cousin, the kitchen beautician, does to her hair. I've also written,
Because you said you have 3 books, so keep going.
Yeah. The books actually are a serious book about life lessons from children's point of view. So the second book is Micah's little book of affirmations for children, and it lists 18 different affirmations for kids, teaching them to feel good about themselves. One of them is I use my power of imagination to do all things good. Another one, she says, I laugh at the joys and wonders of nature. And the graphics that go with them are really cool and cute. With that one, you see little ducks walking across the street. Okay. Let's see. And then she also teaches about manners. When things aren't going well, wash your hands, put on some good smelling lotion, and don't forget to share. You'll feel good, and the world will smell better too. That's Micah. And then the third book actually is called, which is my newest one, is called Timothy McHuggleby Gets His Coat of Arms, and it's about a little boy who is a bully. And the book is written from his experience as being a bully, but he also later makes a transformation. He gets friends through playing basketball, but there's a group of friends give him this funny-looking coat or shirt with hands, well, they're really arms, and that's where the title comes from. Timothy McHuggleby Gets His Coat of Arms, where when he wears the coat, it's a reminder to him that there's always somebody out there to help him. He may mess up and fumble and be mean to people again, but he has something there to remind him to kind of put him back on track.
So, obviously you've used your creativity for coping, but how did you get, where did all this come from? How did it get so focused? Because you could be all over the place, but you seem to have a flow, a plan, a process.
Well, I realized that I knew I had to stay still. So when I wrote the first book, I knew I had to close out the world and be still. So on Friday evening, Saturday, Sunday, I stayed at home for several months to work on the book. I really didn't know how to really publish a book and put it together, so I went to workshops, information sessions. I went online to check out information about books and understand self-publishing, how to write it, what children are looking for or looking at. And a lot of this comes from my experience of working with children as well. But I knew I had to go get some formal information, some techniques, and how to put the book together. And so it took me about maybe 4 to 6 months to actually work on putting the book together. My brother is the illustrator. I wrote the book. Initially, it wasn't going to be a book. It was just going to be a handout for the workshops that I do with inner-city children. And I realized, I can reach more kids with a book than I could with just a handout. And I just sent the pictures to my brother, and he took it on as a project. And 2 years later, we had a book.
Wow.
So you have to organize your time. You have to organize your time. You have to close out distractions. You have to let people know, you're on a mission to get something done and just to be patient with you. And, here's the end result. There will be some end result. But you got to have a goal, you got to have a plan, and you have to be flexible.
And that's one of the things when I have musicians on the show and they talk about how that they really have found out who their true friends are and such, because when they get into that space where they really need to focus and get a piece of music out or get ready for a concert or whatever, those people who really are their friends really understand that it's not personal, but I need to shut you out for a while. I need to focus on what I need to focus on to reach the goal I have to get to the level that I want to be.
Exactly, and you do have to do that. And the people who are going to be there to support you, they're going to be there to support you. I mean, sometimes they support you in things that you hadn't even thought about, that they would be there to help you out. And, of course, expect the people who are the naysayers or the people who don't believe in what you're doing, take them on as teachers. Because what happens is they indirectly force you to stay on task.
Yeah.
You tell me no, and I'm going to tell you yes, and I'm going to show you that I can do this or this can happen.
And so, also, they not just that, but their objections. If you learn to listen to their objections and from a very impersonal way and overcome those objections, because there might be some truth to some of the things that some people are saying, and if you learn to overcome that is a great lesson to learn. So it's not like you take it personally. It's not like you take it personally, but you say, okay, they said this. Is there some truth in this? If there's some truth in this, how can I make this work for me?
Exactly. So you sit back and think about what it is that they're saying. And what happens is you start self-assessing yourself, self-assessing your project, and say, maybe I need to look at it a different way. Maybe you're right. There's some truth in what they're saying. And then you tweak it, because you're always constantly changing. Things are always changing around you, so you accept that and you make it better for you or make the product better.
All right. So we spent our time together, and I'm going to take a break. And when we come back, Mona is going to give us our 3 tips for developing your creativity through, or your coping skills through using creativity.
Yes.
Follow us on Facebook and YouTube at Real Talk for Real Teens and on Twitter at RTFRT Radio. New or unknown musical artists. If you'd like your own mini concert, request information at realtalkforrealteens@gmail.com.
Okay, guys, we're back, and we're ending our conversation with Mona Scott. So, Mona, what are those 3 tips that you have for developing or helping you with use your creativity to cope with things?
Okay,
as a coping skill.
First of all, just be yourself. Number 1, just be yourself. 2, take a look at what are your creative skills are: writing, drawing, sewing, painting. And then the next thing is, if you're in need of any financial assistance, take a look at those skills and create some type of business. And it's entrepreneurial. You know, it can be small, it can be big, but you decide on what it's going to look like. So the bottom line is, honor who you are and honor your skills and your abilities so that you can move forward to help yourself and to help others.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Mona. I appreciate it. I love the do-it-yourself stuff. You got me so interested in, and because I would, it's like those kind of gifts really mean something to me. The time that people actually put into something as opposed to going and buying something. And I can just see some young people really impressing their parents and their grandparents and families and friends by creating some of the things that you've suggested. So thank you very much.
Okay. Can I also tell them to check out my website for more information?
Oh, most definitely. Yes. Yes.
Check out sunrayandfriends.com. That's www.sunrayandfriends.com, or you can go to www.serenityhealing-arts.com for more information, and you get to see some of the creative things that I've put on the website. And there's a meditative recording on there also that I created.
Oh, wow. So you're in the audio and everything.
Yes, ma'am.
Somebody
who
has some experience of using that creativity to get that hustle going. Everybody wants to have a side hustle. Now, this is a side hustle that really means something.
You need to always be able to do more than one thing, and especially with the way our economy is today, you really do need to be able to take care of yourself some way or other.
Well, thank you very much. This has been a great time.
All right. Thank you very much.
Day.
It's been fun. All right, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
The Real Talk for Real Teens community is the premier membership organization for young professionals. Real Talk for Real Teens community provides the most comprehensive resources and education designed to advance the skills, integrity, and value of its members as professionals. Become a member at www.rtfrtc.com. Thank you for listening, and join us every Sunday through Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern for more Real Talk for Real Teens.